Hi everyone, it's Erin from DIY Passion. Thanks so much for tuning in. As you can see, today I'm standing in our teeny tiny guest room. And if you're anything like we are, average homeowners, your guest room is probably really small as well, or it's a double duty office and guest room. So I figured today I'd give you a little tour of this space and show you some of the tips and tricks that I've used to make it welcoming for guests and work for us year round. So in case you are wondering, this is what the room looked like before. The first thing I wanted to do when I made over this room was to maintain some sort of cohesive feel. Because it's so small, it's important to not have too many elements competing. So that's where I came up with this beautiful blue and white iridescent accent wallpaper. It's only on one wall in the room and only on half of that wall, so it really commands attention without being overwhelming. Originally, where I'm standing, we actually had a nice 6-drawer bureau. I quickly realized that that wasn't going to work for this space, and instead I replaced it with just a small side table that has lots of legroom underneath, so our guests can push their suitcases in and out of the way when they're using the room. Another thing to consider in a guest room is lighting. In this case, we have 3 main sources of light. We have the chandelier that I've hung. It's a little bit of a jewel and definitely has that European, Parisian, fancy flair. But also the 2 reading lights that are mounted on the wall allow guests to read comfortably in bed and not always have to be searching for a light switch in the middle of the night. The last source of light that's important to consider is the window. In this case, I hung some beautiful white panel drapery to keep the room feeling soft. Also made sure to hang just a basic Roman shade that will really block the light and keep the room dark for guests when they're trying to sleep. One last thing I'll mention when working in a small space is a tip I learned a while ago is just to play up the best aspect of any room. In the case of this room, it's certainly the view. So I pulled the blues from the water into the room, and the rest of the tones are just nice and neutral whites and grays. If you want more details on this tour, on the room, and on the process for decorating it, make sure that you check out the link for this blog post where there is tons of other information, including all of the sources and where I picked up all of these fun accessories that I have in here. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.